Ball kicks off the game over to Alexa. Alexa now. Small pass. Sadu misses his touch, and it's over to Yaso now. Yaso gives it over to Wands. Wands now is running down the field. Not too much space on his perspective, but he does create some for himself. Doesn't have many options. Does decide to go on the win over to Sargore. A new face in tier 1. Sargore gives it over to Xlinio. Xlinio gets it in the box. One shoots, and it's a terrible miss. Unlucky. Ranza. Goal kick for Patriots. Seidu misses his touch once again. What's going on? Sargore gets it, but Seidu manages to get it back. Seidu now. Back to the goalkeeper. Does have an easy option over to Alexa, and he does go with it. Alexa now. Small pass over to Emre. Emre has a lot of space to use. One is coming to rush him. Right clicks it over to Alexa once again. Alexa now. Doesn't have an option, but does find it eventually. Over to Cole. Cole back to Emre. Ams gets it, but misses his chance. And it's cleared away by Yasu. Pro now. Small pass over to Amos. Amos through balls it to Cole. Cole will barely get it. Cole now in the box. LD by Trincano. Trincao now. He'll keep holding onto the ball, but he will eventually pass it back to the goalkeeper. And it's now Robert. So risky driven over to Creator. Creator does a unfortunate driven, but Leaks does get it. Alexa chasing after him. Leaks tries the through ball, but it's way too long for Zargora to reach it. And it's back to the goalkeeper now. Goalkeeper over to Sadus. And Sadus now takes a small left kick over to Cole. Cole doesn't have too much space, but he will try to create some for himself. He did lag there. Yeah, there we go. That's some foul. It's a free kick for Rockets. The free kick will be executed by Trincao. Trincao gives a right click over to Once. Once will get it. Going over Sadus, looking for a cross in the box. That's a horrible pass. Unlucky. The goalkeeper now. He will be goal kick. Gives it off to Sadus. Sadus now. So right click over the dump. Dump will not get that. Once is there to get it instead. And Once now. Tries to driven it over to Sargore, but Min input it, and Billy gets it instead. Billy. Cole is doing a run, and he does hit him with it. All on the ball now. Small switch over to Alexa. Alexa has a space to use. Getting rushed. Does a small left flick over to Emre. Emre now. Does have Sadus he can switch to. Decides to go with Dumps instead. Offside. Unlucky. Trincao once again with the free kick. Okay. Passing again. Trincao taking the free kick once again. Over to Once. Once now. Through balls it over to Leaks, and that's a good through ball to be fair. Leaks will barely. Oh, he won't get it actually. Emre hopped over his head and got it instead. Risky right click from Emre over to Alexa. Alexa drivens it over to Cole. Cole now. Small right click to Dump, but it wasn't small enough. Dump will still get it. Running down the left wing now. Stopping mid-track. Giving Cole Dump space for some reason. I don't know what they're doing. Dump scores it in. Mossed by Once and cleared away. Pro Roblox Beast has that. Small right click over to Sadus. Sadus gives it over to Amos. Quite the long pass, but Amos will indeed get that. Being pressured. It's driven over to Sadus back once again. Sadus, small right click to Emre. Emre over to Pro Roblox Beast. Pro Roblox Beast, we get it, and we'll look for a potential cross. Does go for it, and it's unlucky. The goal kick for Rockets now. Drivens it over to Lix. Lix doesn't have too many options, does play it back to Trincao. Trincao now does a through ball over to Lix. I don't know who's marking him, but Lix has a lot of space to use. Lix now, running down the left wing. Looking for a cross here, potentially. Decides to give it off to Once instead. Once will be looking to get it in the box now. It doesn't quite have any options. What the hell was that? Alright. And it's a goal kick for Patriots. Over to Pro Roblox Beast from the goalkeeper. Pro Roblox Beast now. Small right click over to Dump. And Dump is switching it over to Alexa. Alexa. Small left click over to Emre. Emre dribbling a bit. Gets LD'd by Trincao because of the major ping difference. Trincao gets through Emre. And he lags. He lags out. And it's also fleek spam anyway, so it doesn't matter. It's a free kick for Patriots. Amos will be executing this free kick. Looking for a potential goal. Dams gets it. Asteroid team steals back to Cole. And it's cleared by Yasuo in the end. Roblox Beast does get it back. Does a shit pass. Robert now. From the goalkeeper area. Looking for a small pass. Does get in onto Trincao. Trincao now switches it over to Once. Once has some space to use for himself. Decides to try and through ball it instead and misses. Emre will get that. Emre missed his touch, okay, but he does get it back. Okay, Emre back to the goalkeeper. Over to Pro Roblox Beast. Small right click to Sadus. Sadus does have Emre, but decides not to go with him. I don't know how he didn't saw that pass, but we're gonna move on. Pro Roblox Beast tries to. He does through ball Emre. That's a pretty good through ball. But Linux does get it. Emre gets it back though. He's looking for a goal there. Shoots, and it's the first goal for Patriots. 1-0, Patriots leading. A kickoff by Yellow. Over to Once. Once does have Licks to his left wing. Does go with him. Through balls it. Long through ball, but it doesn't matter because he has a lot of space and he will get it. Licks now. Tries to flicks it, and those are some delayed flicks. God damn. Looking for a pass into the box. That's a bad pass. All gets it. All switched it over to Emre. Emre. Still with the ball. He does switch it over to Pro Roblox Beast eventually. Pro Roblox Beast has some space to use for himself. Does a good through ball over to Emre, to be fair. And Emre now is looking for a pass in the box. Gets it over. Dams. Good save by Robert. Robert now. Waiting for his men to come for an option. Does find the creator eventually. Creator moving slowly in the defense. He does have legs, but Alexa gets to him. Decides to pass it back to Once instead. Once, quick pass to Slunio. Slunio through balls it over to Sargor. Sargor running for a ball, lagging while he's running. Gets LD'd, but does get it back as of his ping. Does a bad pass. What the hell happened there? Okay, Trinskau gets it over to Once. Once now. Looking for a pass. He does have yellow, but Alexa gets to him. Tries to pass it to yellow, but he isn't there. Leaks gets it instead though. And that's a log call. Good call by the referee. Alexa will be taking the free kick. Small pass over to Dom. And Dom now takes his time. Drivens it over to Emre. Emre does have pro Roblox beast and does decide to go with it, but it fails because the driven wasn't high enough. Yellow kicks off the second half. Over to Once. Once gives it over to Yellow. Yellow now doesn't have much space. Decides to give a simple pass over to Zargora. Zargora passes it over to Slinio. Slinio into the box, and it's mossed by Amos and cleared. Yasha will get the clearance. He gives it over to Once. Once now. Switches it over to Creator. Creator looking for potential cross. Does go with it. Once gets it. Is LD'd by Billy. Once gets it back. Pro Roblox Beast clears it over to Creator. Creator now. Into the box. Once. Moses blocked by Dumps. I'm skipping his composure now. Going away from the goalkeeper. Gives it back over to the goalkeeper. Small right click to Billy. Billy gives it off to Alexa. Alexa now. To the midfield over to Amos. Amos does have pro Roblox Beast you can switch it off to. Decides to give it off to Sadus instead for an easier choice. Sadus does have pro Roblox Beast in front of him and he does go with him. Pro Roblox Beast gets LD'd by Trino. Trino over to Once. Once through balls it over to Creator. This might be the chance for Rockets. Never mind. Creator pulled back for some reason instead of going forward. Alright. Creator dribbling. He tries to give it off. Dams gets it instead. Keeping his composure once again. Like the proven defender he is. Switching it off to Alexa. And Alexa now. Over to Amos. Amos. To Emre. Emre does have pro Roblox Beast. And he tries to through ball him, but it's too short, so lucky. Robert. Robert keeping the ball. Gives it off to Trincao. Trincao now. Over to Lex. Lex. Switch it off to Once. Once now. Small right click. Yasso running down the right wing. Sadus is trying to pressure him. Gives it off to Once. Once. Lex. Gets LD'd by Dam. And they're trying, and Patriots are now trying to counter attack. Good through ball by Dam over to Emre. This could be another chance for Patriots here. And it's unfortunately offside. Unlucky. Lex taking a free kick. Gives it off to Slinio. Quite a risky pass. Slinio could give it back to. Oh, that's a 56 flip. Okay. Anyways, Once quickly gives it off to Lex. Lex now. Tries to give it. What the hell was that? But it worked. So if it ain't broke, don't fix it, I guess. Anyways, Seydus gets the trash driven that they gave, and it's cleared off to Emre. Emre tries to give it off, but makes some mistakes. Argori gets it. Sadus tries to clear it. Creator gets it. Creator gets LD'd by Amos. And it's over to Pro Roblox Beast now. Pro Roblox Beast. Small right click over to Anstroy. It's barely gonna. Never mind, he did not get that. Okay, so Trincao did get it. He won the duel. Looking for a pass now. Goes for the easy option to Lex. Lex now. Shogans it to Once. Once trying to run down the midfield, gives a small right click to Trincao. Trincao does have legs to his left. He decides to flick inside instead. Does give it off though. And Leaks now is with the ball. The late flick decides to give it off to Trincao instead once again. Now flinking, trying to get inside the box, fails, and he tries to give it off to Once, but Once did sell it. Once will still get that. Trying to get himself some space. Saudus is trying to pressure him at the same time. Once now, he's potentially looking for a cross here. That's a really bad pass, and it's cleared by Amos over to Cole. Cole now. Switch it over to Billy. Billy. Cole left quick to Amos. Amos gives it back to Billy for the 1-2. Billy over to Dump. Patriots are moving beautifully so far. Dump now. Gives it off to Pro Roblox Please. Pro Roblox Please looking to complete the attack here. Potentially a bullet. Gets blocked by Schluniel. Whatever his name is. Yellow. Over to Licks. Licks. Gives it off to Robert. Back at the goalkeeper box. Robert switched it over to Yasso. Sadus is there to try and pressure him. Right click to Creator. A bit risky since Emre is there. Creator panicking, shaking a bit. Drivens it off to One's direction. I don't think he'll barely get that. Pro Roblox is pressuring him. Switch it over to Licks, and Licks has a lot of space to use. Licks now looking to complete a chance for Rockets and potentially equalize the game. Licks does a horrible pass outside the box, but the winning ones will get it. Once back to Licks, looking for a pass into the box this time, hopefully not in the box. Okay, Trincao gets it, flicks 3 times. Oh my god, goes to shoot it, it's blocked by Damp. That could have been very dangerous for Patriots. Damp, over to Emre. Emre. Small right pick to Billy. Billy switched it off to Damps. Damps has a lot of space. I don't know who was marking him, but he does have some space to use. Trincao is coming up to him eventually though. Damp will look for a pass here into the box. Does find Emre. Emre is there, looking to shoot, and that was directly at the goalkeeper. Unlucky. Robert prevents it to Licks. Licks. Over to Trincao. Trincao. Decent through ball over to Licks. Alexa is there to pressure him. Licks gives it over to Slio. Tries to through ball it, but Billy is there. Good positioning by Billy. Billy gives it off to Pro Roblox Space. Pro Roblox Space looking for an easy option here. Decides to give it back to the goalkeeper instead. The goalkeeper over to Billy. Billy over to Down. 1 minute left of the game, and it seems like Patriots are gonna get this one by winning 1-0. And it's back to the goalkeeper, Amos. Patriots seem to be time wasting. That's a miscalculated pass, and Licks does get it. Licks over to Once, LD'd by Pro Roblox Space, cleared. Prater will get that. Being pressured by Emre, tries to clear it, but drills it out to a corner kick instead. Amos will be taking the corner kick. It's not looking good at all for Rockets. Small super kick, Crater gets it, tries to clear, bad clearance. Crater will get it back. Trying to keep his composure, through balls it to Licks. Licks does get it, small pass to Slunio. Slunio over to Once. And Once will make one final through ball that could be the equalizer at the last second. Trincao flicks but gets away from the box. They've basically missed their chance. Yeah, there we go. 3, 2, 1. Last attack for Patriots here. Over to Emre. Emre seems to be trolling or something. Through balls it over to Pro Roblox Beast. Pro Roblox Beast has a lot of space to use for himself. He's looking for a final cross before the game ends. Tries to full ball it. That's a bad full ball. Sluño clears it, and it's for full time. GG's.